Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Cesar Millan, Better Human, Better Dog. This is a National Geographic docu-series, reality series. Not that there's any competition or anything, but Cesar Millan, if you don't already know, he is a dog whisperer. Has a number of different series. This is probably the most recent one. This is a 2021 to present era series. In fact, well, it was launched during the pandemic, and it even makes a reference to it, how things have changed in our lives, how during the pandemic especially, a lot of people started adopting dogs for companionship because, locked inside all the time and just not getting out and interacting with people. People got dogs, and that meant bigger, fluffier families, but also sometimes a lot of trouble because not everybody gets along easily or knows how to manage a dog properly, train, relate, or even just communicate properly with a dog. And Cesar Millan is an expert at this, of course. This is so far 3 seasons. Each episode is about 45 minutes long each. And it's just him going and meeting with different people. Primarily, it looks like Southern California. And he meets 2 different couples in this who have very different needs when it comes to their dogs. The first is a couple where the boyfriend has seizures. He has some health issues. Has a problem, a tumor pressing against his brain, and so eventually sometimes he has to deal with where he's incapacitated. And they have 3 dogs. Between the two, he has 3 dogs. She has a son, who, by the way, has only met the tiniest of the dogs named Pepsi. There's a pit bull, and then there's another dog. I can't remember exactly which breed it is, but he's bigger. Maybe it's that one. It's that one right there. There's a number of different things going on with that couple. They're kind of afraid to introduce her son to the bigger dogs for fear that one might be a bit too intense, one might be a bit too aggressive or jumpy. It's just, some things that you just really don't know. And they also bark a lot. They have to learn how to, like, once one of them, the little one, starts barking a lot, then they're all barking. They got a lot to say. And the second couple is a newlywed couple who have this little teacup size. It's not an official teacup, but it's like a little Yorkie kind of thing. She's turned into an Instagram star, and he pretty much rules their life. His name is Ducky. Yeah, you probably look him up on Instagram or whatever social media stuff. They make videos and pictures, but he is pretty much the boss of that family at the time that Cesar met them. Even the husband, he's pretty much afraid. He says that right out. He's afraid of the dog. And by the way, I've only watched the 1 episode. I got the point. So I'm just talking about the first episode. I'm not talking about anything beyond it. He's pretty much afraid of the dog because he's very aggressive. You get too close to him for any reason, like even to be affectionate, the dog snaps at you. He's been bitten a lot of times. And even when Cesar first, moves in, usually when Cesar moves into a situation, takes a leash, the dog suddenly calms down immediately. Like he's got that power, that confidence when it comes to dogs. So, but in this case, even little Ducky was just like, snap, 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 just starts biting his hand. But he taught this couple how to do it. And between the 2 different families that he's talking with, not everything goes right immediately. Things have to evolve. With the first couple, they kind of realize that they have to train this dog in order to, like, say if the boyfriend falls over, has a seizure, and it's just him, the dog. Will the dog do anything about it? And there's been times where he's had a seizure, and when they've had to have the paramedics come in, the EMTs to come in and take care of him, the dog was in the way. The EMTs would not get near him because for fear of their own lives. It's a pit bull. and traditionally people see them as super hyper aggressive dogs. And they're not necessarily like that. It comes down to the humans who train them. So Actually, it's that dog. Is he a pit bull? Is he? I can't tell you. I think he's a pit bull. But it's the idea that when they're trained to be aggressive or defensive or aggressive, it's really difficult to sort of repurpose that in a way that can be helpful. And part of the process is teaching that guy, that four-legged buddy of theirs, to go, oh, my human has fallen and he's not well. I need to go find the other human. And so that's part of the process, and they get to watch how that unfolds, and you get to watch that unfold in that first episode. So yeah, this is not the kind of thing I normally would watch, and I don't know if I'm going to watch any more of them. But I know Cesar knows what he's doing, and I know that for a lot of people if you love dogs and you got dogs yourself, especially, and they're a little bit rambunctious or they're a little bit troublesome, this could probably help you a lot. It might help to get some professional training, but I don't think a lot of these techniques would hurt just by watching. To learn these techniques, it wouldn't hurt to learn them. So yeah, so Cesar is probably a good guy to learn how to better relate to your dogs, better train your dogs, better communicate with your dogs. And he even has a little thing at the very end a little piece of wisdom at the very end of the first episode to take home with you at the end. I don't know. It can be useful. I don't have a dog here that I know of, but it would be nice to have one, and hopefully I would be able to get to use those techniques in training them someday. Anyway, let's pick tomorrow's episode.
343.
343. 343. Oh, no, let's do 3. 4. Shoot. Okay. This is one of those things that I've made a rule about. There's an awful lot of shark stuff, and I just checked this past week. Disney just added 15 more shark shows. Either I gotta cut them off completely, or I gotta burn through them someday. I mean, I've around 500 some things that I still need to watch on Disney Plus, things being added all the time, but it doesn't have to be 90% sharks. Okay, this is our second shark thing in a month. I'm gonna watch it. If a third one comes up, we're cutting it off for the quarter. No more shark stuff. I think that's my original rules that I had for this. But for now, this is so sensationalistic, the way they title this. Sharks versus Dolphins Blood Battle. What is this? Mortal Kombat with sharks and dolphins? Finish him. Yeah, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do the dolphin noise. Yeah. So sharks versus dolphins. Blood Battle. On the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.